Hello again. Today's, I should be sleeping right now, but whatever. Today's been quite a day. This vlog is going to be another venting vlog, really. It's about my marriage, my most recent marriage. I can't really get into too many details because I do want to be as respectful as I can, but I do want to point out some things. Um, my second marriage, I went in for it. I went in for it and I agreed to marry this person because I really wanted to make a life with him. And he at the time had other ideas in mind. Now, I know that he cares and that he does have love for me. He does care. He is attracted to me. All those things, but there's certain things I think emotionally and psychologically not sound about the person that I am in the process of divorcing, actually. And it's a not contested divorce. We're both agreeing on it. Like, he is reluctant in a way, but only because after so many things that have occurred in the past couple years, and I've known him for a long time. Like, we did date, but we never really had a formal relationship. It was never stable. He was there for me during certain times whenever I was going through some custody issues with my daughter. But he was always kind of against me. He never really believed anything I had to say. He was always on the defense. It was just bad. And now, years later, I'm pushing to get the divorce, and mainly because I am in a new relationship, which I'm sure is going to be serious, and upon meeting him, all those things will be decided. But either way, I've wanted to have a divorce from him for the past couple years now. We've been separated for a while, almost 5 years separation legally, because we filed our taxes separately and everything. It's been a while now. And now he said a couple things to me today, because I said, he asked me, well, is there someone else, and blah blah blah. Again, and I've said to him, we haven't had a real relationship in terms of we've been friends for the most part. He never really took me seriously. And he says we're too different. He says we're so different. He says we always end up arguing and things. And I was like, because you don't know how to communicate with me. You don't know how to listen. He's Bulgarian, but he's not he speaks English extremely well. He's been here forever. He knows, he gets it. It's just the lack of communication, the lack of understanding. He lacks empathy. He lacks a lot of it. He's not a bad person. He has a good heart, but he's not very empathic or demonstrative, and he holds everything inside. He has a lot of pride, and he's highly immature. Now, today he said a couple things. We're trying to read all the documents. We're not trying to pay lawyers and things like that to process it, but it's so draining to be around him. And I try to be as nice as possible. I'm kind-hearted, but and I never really told him this, but I finally said, you know what, you really broke my heart. You hurt me. And there's no coming back from that. It's just too much damage to my heart. I said, you weren't really there when I needed you to help me with the whole custody issue with my daughter. He was scared, didn't want to get involved. So the court even called it a sham of a marriage, and it was just, he got benefits out of it, but those things I'm not going to disclose. The whole point is that he doesn't want me to put him on blast, and I'm not. I'm simply venting and expressing this on my little channel because I don't want to say little channel. It is small right now, but it's my channel. It's my personal thing. And the reason why I'm expressing this is because it's frustrating, and to revisit those emotions where I felt so alone and with no support, I had to really just rely on my faith and my family and God. And you know, I told him, I said, listen, he's like, to deal with you, you need somebody super strong. And like, I said, I need a man of God, someone that has faith, because I don't need somebody to doubt me. And after all this time, and it took for me to like push this divorce harder on him, for him to realize that I was telling him the truth about my situation, about my daughter, about the custody issues I was having. Because he would side with everyone else. Like, anyone that was against me, he's like, oh, well, all these people are against you, so I'm going to join them too and tell you how bad you are and how wrong you are. And it just really sucks. And what sucks for him is that his twin brother was always, not that I even asked him to side with me. He just believed me. He understood me. And he was just like, it's just irritating. And he asked me to see a picture of my new boyfriend, and I said, sure. I told him about him. I was like, why hide it anymore? He's bugging me about it. He's asking me. Sure, here he is. He's like, well, you know, you have to get to know the person before you marry them. And he said all this stuff that it's like, it really just doesn't matter, because we've known each other long enough. And when I say long enough, I mean 10 plus years. Okay? And out of those 10 years, we may be bonded slightly on a friendship level. It never got further than that. And he tried this past year to like show me love and show me support and call me wifey and things like that. But it's just like, it's like a huge game. Like, it's just a big game to him. And yes, I'm silly too, but when it's matters of the heart, and then when you're in a relationship, it's a responsibility. And it's like, he's like, well, my next wife, you know, I want it to be forever. And I was like, well, I want the same thing for you, you know, like, the care is there. But I'm caring for me more these days, and that's what's fair. Caring for myself, and that's what I encourage anybody out there that's going through any kind of breakup or divorce. Just take some I told my brother this also, because he was going through something with his girlfriend, but it's like self-inventory. Like, just recollect everything and say, you know what, I want to be happy. What makes me happy? This person's making me happy. You know, I want to be with this person because he's making me happy, or she's making me happy. And that's it. And just go from there, and just have faith in that love that you feel, because that's what I consider God. Love, that love you feel for someone, that's God. That's that you want it to increase. Pray to God, and just find your faith, and you'll be so much happier. I'm so much happier now. And regardless of the outcomes, I will remain happy. Maybe I'll have my days where I'm down or a little bit sad, but it's so much easier to recover from that now. And I'm going to meditate on a lot today, and got a lot of packing and stuff to do. Only 5 more days, guys. All right. See you soon.